Hey guys, welcome to another YouTube video. In this video, we're going to be designing the component in itself. Hope you have been enjoying my videos so far. Yeah, I know you guys are doing so. So we're going to design these icons as they look not totally exactly. We don't have this exact icon. I'm going to be making use of material design icons. So we're going to design these buttons, this navigation bar, and all of that. So, but today we'll start with label and icon buttons. All right. So as you can see, I created Matcha components inside the features folder, and it has its own presentation and that presentation. But we'll be doing more of our work today inside here. So this component is where we'll design our custom widget, our custom design. Some of you might say, oh, why not use KVMD? I am not going to use KVMD. To be frank, I have entirely stopped uh, using KVMD to do my designs. The reason being that I love to have full control of what I am building. I don't want to wait for any changes to be done in a third party library. I want to be in charge of my design. All right. And most times I see myself editing KVMD's source code. So I migrated fully to using my own source code. I created this folder label, and inside this label we have label.kv and label.py. So it's just the same thing. This will load up this Kivy. Now, what we're going to do is to determine how our custom label will look like, right? So I am going to inherit from label, and I'm going to declare BG color. This should be the background color of the label, just in case we need one in the future. So I'm going to use a color. Stop doing that. Color property. Yeah. And this color property will be the BG will currently be transparent, so I can just put 0, 0, 0, 0. You understand? Next thing is radius. This radius will help us when we want to use our custom label for an icon button. I'll show you how. So this radius will be variable list property. So why it's a variable list property is that it can be of size 2 or size 1 or size 4. So for now, I'll just put 0 here. What I mean by size 2, size 1, size 4 is I can do something like, okay, our radius should just be 2 dp. So 2 dp on the whole corners, put radius along the whole 4 corners as 2 dp. Then as a 2 size, I can say the top left side and the bottom right side should be 2 dp. Then the top right side and the bottom left side should be 4 dp. Or I can expand it to 4, maximum of 4 length. But for now, we'll put 0 here because we don't want our label to have any radius by default. So I can go ahead and declare shadow color. Yeah, why would our label have shadow color? In case we want to implement any shadow color in our in case we want to implement shadow color in our buttons, because our icon button is going to inherit from this custom label. So I'm done declaring my custom label. What I can do next is to declare for icons. I'll not call it custom icon because there's nothing answering icon in normal Kivy, in plain Kivy. So I'll continue with my custom label here, and then I'm going to say icon is equals to string properties should just be nothing. And I will declare font name. This font name is going to be a string property, not that thing. It's going to be a string property, and this string property is going to hold the font of our icons. So the font will be inside assets slash font slash the name of the whatever material design icons hyphen web font dot ttf. Okay, I'm not sure if I got that name correctly. I'm going to go over wherever it is. I just want to copy it. Copy it from Parkley, RSet, font. Okay, let me just copy everything here. Come back. I'm going to copy that and paste. No, create your assets folder. New directory, assets. And then I'm going to paste that font here. Yeah, please add them. Okay. So to make sure that I'm on the right track, I'm going to copy the part. Apart from whatever. And okay, they are the same thing. All right. So now we are done here. Clear that space. I'm going to head over to our Kivy file. This Kivy file is where we'll make some kind of like changes. Design our custom label and our icon the way we want it to be. Don't worry, we'll test it out to see how it looks like. So first of all, I'm going to declare a text size. Okay, so before we move ahead, I stole some design from KVMD. I modified them. I wouldn't want to teach you how to do that one at this moment. No, I won't teach you that. It's more complex and it's going to beat the simplicity of what we're going to do. So just copy over these behaviors. You can study the code yourself. Maybe later in the future, in one of my future videos, we're going to discuss more behaviors. So, but for this project and for this YouTube section, what we're going to discuss is about designs. All right? Yeah. So I'm going to head over to back to label inside here, and I want to inherit adaptive behavior. Yeah, exactly. So this will help us to create an adaptive buttons and adaptive label and all of that and icons. So I'm going to head over to the Kivy file. I'm going to declare text size to be I'm going to do a little bit of enter space here. Self dot width, if not self dot adaptive height. No, adaptive width, not height. I'll explain, don't worry. Let me finish writing the code. Else none. So when we declare an adaptive height, if we set the adaptive height to true, we want to set the text size width to none, right? So because we want, when we are typing the text should be, the size of the label should be the length of the text. So as long as the text is, it determines how long the label itself is. So if we did not set adaptive width, we are just going to use the normal custom label width. So which means it's going to span across its entire parent. Yeah. So I'll put something like this to continue on the next line if not self dot adaptive size. Yeah, this is a little bit too much. Um, don't worry, I'll explain. Else, none. So here we're still saying the same thing. First of all, this will check this. Okay, no, yeah, it will check this first before it checks this. So if the adaptive size is true, so which means set the height and width to the length of the text in itself. It should also come here to determine if adaptive width is true and all of that before it goes ahead with whatever thing it wants to go with. So then the height in itself should be none. We shouldn't tamper with the height at the moment. That is on the text size. This is not the actual size, but the text in itself. You don't need to understand this. If you're confused, just ignore it, copy and paste, and move on. So here we're going to set the color to app.themecls.text color. Don't worry, I know we haven't declared this theme CLS. We're still going to declare that. Just follow along. We'll declare it later. Then I'm going to declare canvas.before. Remember, this color is going to affect the text color actually. So on this canvas.before, we're going to do some magic. Let's set the color of our shadow. Remember, we set our shadow color in the label.py. So I'll put RGBA and then set it to root. It's not root, say self. Root and self are the same thing in this case because we are still referencing to custom label. Self.shadow color. Just use self and save yourself. Then the box shadow. So this color will affect this shadow. The box shadow is going to set the pose. Now self dot pose. Then we'll set the size. Self dot size. Then here offset. You can set the offset to anything you like. I would advise you read more on box shadow API. Go to Kivy documentation. This is a task for you. Go to Kivy documentation and figure out what offset does. I'm not going to tell you what it does. I'm not going to do that. So do yourself that favor and go and read. Then spread radius. Also, figure out what spread radius does. I'm going to set it to dp5, comma minus dp5. So read the documentation, figure this out. One more thing, border radius. Yeah, as the name goes, this border radius should even be the easiest thing. You should know what it is all about. So this border radius, I'm not going to explain either. I want you guys to start reading documentations. It's very necessary. If you really want to grow as a Kivy software engineer, please go and have a look at the documentation. I'm not going to explain all this, but just know that this will render a shadow behind the label. However way it is working is none of my business. Go figure it out. Read it. Here I'm going to set a background RGBA. This should be for our background color. Yeah. So this guy is behind this guy. In case we set a background color, our box shadow is going to render behind the box shadow. Behind our background color. So this will be self.bg color. This is where our bg color comes into play. And then I'm going to set rounded rectangle, just in case you want to make your background rounded, the background color, or whatever. Set the size to self.size. Set the pose to self.pose. And here we're going to set the radius to self.radius. So this is where your radius comes in. Yeah. The radius comes in play in here and here. Whatever. So however way you choose to design your stuff is on you. Is on you. Alright. So if you don't understand anything that is going on here, copy paste. I will still do a future tutorial on Kivy canvas, but not at this moment. Let's focus on the goal. So this guy renders a background color. This guy renders a shadow color in case we want one. Here we'll design for our icon. Yeah, don't tell me you don't know what the icon is doing. Size hint. Our size hint. So we want our icon to be a definite size. None, comma none. The text size is inheriting from custom level. It also has the capability of having a text size. So I'll set it to none, comma none, and then I'll set the size in itself to self dot. So it should just take the size of the texture, depending on how large or how small the texture is. So how large or how small the texture is will be determined by this font size. So by default, I would like to set it to 24 sp. You can set it to whatever font size you like. Is your choice anyway, not mine. Or I can, okay, yeah, leave it here. Leave it here. Then I can come down here, and this is where we do the magic of adding the text in itself. So I'm going to do something like this. Yeah, it's crazy, I know. Then I'm going to say you. No need to say that you. Yeah, the format. So you don't want to put an F in front of it here. You don't want to do that. If you do that, if you update the icon is not going to update. So better use this guy here to do it. It's much better. So I'm going to say MD icons. Don't worry, we'll still declare this MD icon. And then we'll call upon we'll get the icon. So this MD icon is going to be a dictionary of icons, which will contain the Unicode character that we want to render. Yeah, as simple as that. So once we get that, we're going to check something else. If self.icon in MD icons. So if the icon the user type, I mean you as the developer typed in, is not inside of these icons, that is, if it is inside of these icons, we should render it. If it is not inside of it, instead of displaying a white background or something, we should just display a blank color. I mean a blank icon, which means there's nothing. The icon is transparent in color, something like that. Yeah. So now we have been able to declare our icon and our custom label. Next thing we're going to do is to we're going to create I'm going to create another folder, a Python package. I'm going to call it UI. This UI is going to contain both our theme, our icon, and every. Okay, so I just copied and pasted icon definitions. I stole this one from KVMD also. So you can steal icons from anywhere. Novensec, I can't pronounce that thing very well. Builds a KVMD like library, but it's not KVMD. It's for IBM interface. So it's not like material design. It's IBM design. So there's another icon, kind of like icon inside of it. Also, you can also check on KVX by Eunice Sehan. Yeah, they have their own icon too. So, but I stole KVMD's icon. Yeah, as I told you, it's this is it. Okay, so what I'll do next is Here is our theme. This theme is going to hold our color, right? So like we declared team CLS dot BG color. This is where it's happening. You understand? What did I declare that team CLS dot BG color? I think it should be inside of my level. Okay, text color. Yeah. So for now, this is how you should do it. You can actually do this thing copy and paste. I don't need to explain it. I don't need to explain it. If you don't stress me, please. Okay, so this is our team manager. You can change it to dark mode or light mode, and things will change. You can look at it. This is one of the things I don't need to explain. Do I need to explain this thing here? I don't think so. Ugh. All right, all right. This guy is not part of it. I don't think this guy is part of it. Okay, so all we'll do now is to check set theme, blah blah blah. I will change the colors here because the color is the primary color in this case. If we check the primary color, sorry, not you. The primary color is this color right here, right? The text color in itself is all white. So we need to update our colors to suit whatever thing we're building. So what I'll do is to use my PyCharm here. Let me see if I have any image. Is there any image? I don't think so. I don't think I have any image. Okay, so I want to do color picking. So I'll select this color, yeah, and copy this. Okay, so I'll head over to theme primary color and change these for both light and dark mode. Exactly. So our text color, minimize that, maximize this. Where's our text color? Our text color on light mode, without as it appears, we don't have light or dark. Yeah. I think we have light and dark. Yes, we do. Uh no, we just have only dark mode. All right, so by default, let's set our stuff to dark mode. Anyways, let's move on. Okay, so I've set the primary color light and dark to be the same color, right? And next thing we are going to do is to delete this. We don't need you anymore. Go away. Okay. Yep. We are going to head over to our main.py, and then we are going to declare our team CLS file. All right, so we'll now go to our main.py file and declare our team manager. We're going to create our team manager here. So I'll say def init test works, and then I'll call my super, yeah, and then I'll say self dot team CLS is equals to team manager. Exactly. So to import it from our UI.team. This is why I like PyCharm. I don't use VS Code. I think VS Code does the same. I don't care. I don't give a shit. All right. So I think that is basically it for our team manager. And yeah, maybe it's time we'll test and see. Okay, but before that, I created a file named factory and I just did a template here. We're going to register our custom label, and we're going to declare the module so that we can be able to use it inside of our Kivy files. So this should be label. So I'll go in here and I want to declare all. to be equal to custom label. Stop doing that. Yeah, custom label and icon. So registering it here, we'll now call this. So it's still on our main.py. We can import it from component import fact no from component dot factory import register factory. I can call it here and register it, right? So let me run this and make sure that nothing is going to okay. So this is supposed to okay, this thing is appearing on our screen. For now, we need to comment this. We don't need it yet. Yeah, okay. The background is white because the team manager is is white. I mean, it's light. So we can set our team manager self.team cls dot team style to be equal to dark so that we can be able to use our white text. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on. I can now go ahead and declare my empty icons. So remember I used let me pull this up. Okay, I think I can declare it inside of this space. Our MD icons. So at the very top here, I'm going to declare my MD icon, import MD icons, UI dot icon definition, icon definitions dot MD underscore icon. So I'm importing it from this UI here exactly. Yeah. So again, I will try to run and make sure that things are still as expected. Okay, good. Nothing is crashing yet. I'm going to go to our components and just declare our custom label. So it should appear at the center, then at the far left, center far left. Hello. It didn't work. No class name named blah 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 custom label. Oh, sorry. I need to go here. It's actually there in component label. Oh, I didn't import it here from component label. No, I just stop wasting my time, and I think I prefer this type. And also import icon. Sorry, custom label, not just label. Okay, so we'll import it here. And then let's register our icon also on the factory. Our icon, it's inside the label.py file. So, yeah, let's run again and has no attributes MD icon. MD, did you mean MD icons? Okay. So I'll put an S there and run again. None. Invalid syntax, line 7. Sorry. It's like I forgot a whole lot. Yeah. This is how I know. Okay, so as we have it. Yeah, it's at the far left. Exactly where we wanted it to be. And it's white in color. So if we had changed, if we're just, let's say it's light, it's going to be black in color. Exactly. So you can tweak it to be any color you want it to be. But for now, this application is dark mode. As you can see, the reason why I say it's dark mode is judging from the background of the map, it is dark mode. Yeah. So we're going to stick with dark mode throughout the entire life cycle of this application. Okay, so let's test our primary color and see if it's working as expected. Where's our component? No, not component. Inside of features, open up, and I'll try to change the color to app.themecls.primary color and see the color of our text. So it's not. Oh, change that to dark. And then, yeah, we have exactly this color. We have that color. Let's compare. I think they are really closely related. All right, that is it for designing our custom level. I'm going to take a pause and I'll come back and design for icon button and the navigation bar.